Tonight on CBC Vancouver News.
In my opinion, there's no justice left.
Tensions are high at an ostrich farm in BC's interior after Canada's highest court clears the way for the cull of hundreds of birds due to avian flu. Plus,
the project in its current format is, we believe, flawed. It's the wrong plan, wrong location.
some South Surrey residents are opposing a proposed supportive housing and complex care project, expressing concerns over potential drug use at the site. And
is this the budget you're most proud of as Mayor of Vancouver?
Yeah, look, proud of this one for sure.
we sit down with Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim ahead of next year's election to talk about the municipal budget, where the money is going and where it's not.
This is CBC Vancouver News.
Hello, I'm Janella Hamilton. Thanks for joining us. We begin tonight in BC's West Kootenay region, where crews in hazmat suits are rounding up hundreds of ostriches in Edgewood. The Canadian Food Inspection Agency is going ahead with a cull of the birds after the Supreme Court of Canada decided not to hear an appeal from the farm's owners. CBC's Brady Strachan is there and has more on reaction to the decision.
We just got word, I just got the phone call now. They ruled against us.
Surrounded by supporters, BC ostrich farmer Dave Belinsky breaks the news. The Supreme Court of Canada will not hear his case.
In my opinion, there's no justice left.
The ruling clears the way for the Canadian Food Inspection Agency to resume its plan to cull the flock of 300 ostriches. To the farmers, it's a major blow in their 10-month fight to save the animals, some of them decades old.
My mom is in the house right now. If I lose my mom because of this, she's gonna lose everything she's ever loved for 35 years.
The CFIA says culling the ostriches is the only way forward after an avian flu outbreak late last year. 69 birds died, hundreds more survived. The farmers say those surviving ostriches carry vital antibodies that should be studied, not stamped out.
It's totally ridiculous. They won't listen to the science.
But the CFIA disagrees, and some in the scientific community warn the virus still poses a real danger.
I'm incredibly worried about it. It is, to me, the currently the biggest pandemic risk that we are facing as the human race.
The controversy has reached Parliament Hill. In Ottawa Thursday, reaction to the decision is divided.
This is a decision that is following the science and evidence.
I think it goes to underscore the structural need for change within the CFIA.
As agents begin to corral the birds, desperate pleas echo across the farm.
You are defending blood on hands!
The CFIA says the cull will now proceed. They've prepared these pens of straw bales to carry it out.
Stop! Stop killing them!
Brady Strachan, CBC News, Edgewood.
A new supportive housing project planned for a South Surrey neighborhood is facing strong opposition. Residents say they weren't properly consulted, and as Shivani Joshi reports, they're worried their quiet neighborhood could change forever.
This is not safe for the kids.
Dorothy Kai is a mother of two. Her children go to school in the area and often visit the local library. But she's worried all that could change.
They walk around here for food, for drinks, and here, inside or outside, drug selling, drug using, potential weapon using, it's not safe.
BC Housing plans to build 260 housing units for people facing affordability crises or with mental health and addiction challenges close to the Semiahmoo shopping centre.
These homes will have a minimum of 2 staff on site at all times, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, to ensure that people living in these homes are supported.
While residents say they are not against affordable social housing, they say this is not the right place, nor did the city adequately consult them.
The project in its current format is, we believe, flawed. It's the wrong plan, wrong location.
We deserve to have a public hearing My concern is safety, first and foremost, that vulnerable people will not be taken advantage of.
The Ministry of Housing says BC Housing did reach out to the community and sent letters to the 1,600 households and businesses impacted.
We see time and time again as we build supportive housing and address the complex health needs that people have, that it actually improves safety in communities.
Although the City of Surrey is collaborating with BC Housing on this project, Councillor Linda Annis agrees more public engagement was needed.
It destroys neighborhoods.
In February of this year, Richmond City Council revoked its approval of a similar supportive housing project after strong community backlash.
But I understand there's over 5,000 people that have signed a petition. They need to be listened to. You know, clearly there's a concern in the neighborhood.
While the first council reading is scheduled for November 17th at Surrey City Hall, residents say the debate over who gets to call this neighborhood home is far from over. Shivani Joshi, CBC News, Surrey.
The opening of an elementary school in Vancouver's Cole Harbour has hit major delays. The city says it's because of construction challenges, but as Tanushi Bhatnagar reports, parents say delays and cost overruns are eroding the confidence of families who are growing increasingly concerned about overcrowded classrooms.
This is where over 300 elementary school students would have started school this year in Vancouver's Cole Harbour. The construction started 3 years ago with the goal to finish by 2025. But now the wait to get into those seats is a year longer. Vancouver City Council approved 482 Broughton Street as a mixed-use site in 2021. It was not without opposition from residents at the time, but it still went through. A school board release from October this year says the city is not confident the building will be ready for occupancy in fall 2025.
So there's been some supply chain issues. It's been a challenge with the very specifics of this site being, you know, on the waterfront with a former industrial site and some soil conditions.
Last year, the Vancouver School Board approved an additional $3 million for the project to cover an increase in estimated costs, now at $38 million. Some parents in Vancouver are concerned about that funding overrun.
What I would really like to see is transparent accounting of these projects so they can have some certainty on what work has been done and what work is going to be there in the future.
The school board says Cole Harbour Elementary would add seats to the catchment and take on students from the annex of Lord Roberts Elementary. That school site is due to be torn down for a BC Hydro substation. Families say the delay is shocking.
Just wondering how it got so mismanaged that it's almost a year delay, because that'll obviously have financial implications.
We have a lack of spaces here, and then we need as soon as possible, and we don't understand why so many delays.
It is good to keep in mind that there are children here and families, so we need that school.
The city says the goal for now is to finish construction by spring next year and get students into the seats by fall. As for the Vancouver School Board, it says it's advocating for classes to be in session as soon as they can be. Tanushi Bhatnagar, CBC News, Vancouver.
A search is underway for a missing 65-year-old man who went for a hike at Coquitlam's Burke Mountain and has not been heard from since. Pinky Wong has more.
Coquitlam Search and Rescue is looking for 65-year-old Alfred Wong here on Burke Mountain. Wong's vehicle was last seen near his Coquitlam residence Tuesday. Frontline officers located his vehicle at the Coquitlam Lake Trailhead on Wednesday. According to Wong's family, he had never hiked this trail and was doing it alone.
It was a beautiful day when he started his walk, but that night it started to rain heavily, and so he could have become disoriented because this mountain's covered in mountain bike trails and hiking trails.
He says the team has been searching around the lookout point since Wednesday and is now searching off the trails. But weather conditions have made it extra challenging, adding that there's a risk of hypothermia.
It's very challenging to pick our way through some of the drainages, very slippery, very cold.
He says they do not believe Wong is an experienced hiker. The search and rescue team has also sent a tracker dog to the mountain and used different technology to help with the search effort.
Where North Shore has a piece of equipment that can mount to a truck or an aircraft, and it'll try and detect cell service. So they drove the mountain last night trying to pick up his cell and one successful.
Police are asking anyone who may have seen Wong to contact them. Pinky Wong, CBC News, Coquitlam.
Homicide investigators have identified 19-year-old Connor Sheriff as the victim of yesterday's deadly Burnaby shooting. Investigators say Sheriff was killed in a high-traffic area near McKay Avenue and Kingsborough Street. Police believe the shooting was targeted and that the victim had connections to the local drug trade. They also suspect a burnt-out vehicle found nearby is linked to the shooting. A new community policing center has opened in the heart of downtown Vancouver. It's located at The Post on West Georgia Street, close to Loblaws.
Now, this CPC will be a place where residents, businesses, service providers, and volunteers come together, offering crime-preventing programs, safety patrols, outreach, and support that's tailored towards the neighborhood.
The center will be a permanent and centralized hub for police officers to work with volunteers and community members. It aims to strengthen public safety in Vancouver's downtown core. Doris Madavi is here with a first look at our weather. And Doris, it looks a little wet out there.
That it is, but not for long. The precipitation is going to continue to taper off into the morning. You can see that low swirling just offshore, pushing a frontal system over BC that's been causing freezing levels to drop as it moves across the province. Going to spread a fair amount of snow. We've already seen lots of rain here in southwest BC. A lot of that precipitation breaking into the interior. Across the board, we're looking like a pretty pleasant weekend, except for the north and central coast, which are going to get some more rain. Some of that also grazing the North Island, so expect more cloud there and maybe some precipitation. The rainfall warning for Metro Vancouver should drop by the morning. The snowfall warning should as well, but still lots more snow coming overnight, another 10 to 20 centimeters. We'll talk more about that later in the show.
Thanks, Darius.
Thank you.
The big reveal is here. We now know the name of Vancouver's new PWHL team, the Vancouver Golden Eyes. Jessica Chung has more on the inspiration behind the name.
We are the Vancouver Golden Eyes.
A new name and logo for the inaugural professional women's hockey league franchise in Vancouver, inspired by the seabird Goldeneye.
They soar really high, they can dive really deep, they do everything in synchrony, and that's what I love about it. It's very united there, and they defend their territory very well, and to me that speaks to like how we're going to defend our home ice and really represent this city.
The logo points northwest, a reflection of Vancouver's location, and the shape is of a diving bird, representing moving as one with purpose. Players say that the new name and logo will give them and their fans a sense of identity and something to root for.
Our city and our fans and our group can kind of start rallying around and creating an identity, I think is pretty special.
The team is one of 2 expansion teams to join the PWHL in this upcoming season, growing the league to 8 teams.
I think it looks really cool.
We showed the new logo to Vancouverites, and it got soaring reviews.
Very striking. You just see the eye. And yeah, it kind of looks vaguely bird-shaped as well.
I think that's great. I think it symbolizes everything it seems that the team stands for.
I play ice hockey as well. It's good to have something to look up to and something that they might want to do in the future.
For players, this inaugural team is way bigger than a name or a logo. It's a step toward inspiring the next generation of female athletes.
So many players in this league now just didn't have those opportunities or those resources growing up. So the more you see it, the more you can be it. And I think we're on the right track to keeping women's sports on the uptrend.
The Golden Eyes will play their first game in Vancouver against the Seattle Torrent on November 21st. Jessica Chung, CBC News, Vancouver.
Mayor Ken Sim has laid out his last City of Vancouver budget before he's up for re-election. After the break, where the money is going and where it's not.
Small businesses are facing extortion threats and violence. Families are afraid of their safety. As a pattern of targeted crime grows throughout our communities, your voice matters. Join us on November 13th at the Surrey Arts Centre for a special CBC News Town Hall, Extortion, Communities in Fear. It's totally free, but space is limited. So reserve your spot today by heading to cbc.ca/BC Community.
Vancouver Mayor Ken Sim's last budget before next year's election includes a property tax freeze, $50 million more for police, and major cuts to arts, culture, and community services. Our municipal affairs reporter Justin McElroy sat down with the mayor to learn more.
I remember your first budget was over 10% property tax increase. You said this sucks.
Yep.
Is this the budget you're most proud of as mayor of Vancouver?
Yeah, look, proud of this one for sure.
In the past couple months, as this has wound its way to this point, you've contrasted yourself with your opponent several times, saying they want a 6-7% property tax increase. We don't. Is this fight and contrast in city priorities that you're eager to have?
Well, I think the distinction's pretty clear. We stand for public safety, and we stand for affordability, and we stand for housing. The opposition, they stand for increasing property taxes by 6 to 7%, which will not make life more affordable for the residents of Vancouver. We're not trying to make a distinction, but the distinction is really clear. There will be a clear, a clear choice in October of next year as to who people want to support.
You know, you talk about public safety, you look through the ledgers of this budget, outside of police and fire, any increases are 1%, 2%, 3% at most. You have a lot of places where there are cutbacks of 5, 7, 10, 13%. Police board meeting that happened on Monday, Lorraine Lowe, a supporter of yours, said the optics of this to some people are the police get everything. What do you say to people who look at that and think those are the optics?
Well, I just speak in reality. We have made big investments in public safety, be it Vancouver Fire and Rescue Services and VPD. And I can tell you, violent crime is down to its lowest level in 23 years. Crime is down across the board in the city of Vancouver. And so when you make investments in public safety, you get better public safety.
You said yourself, Vancouver's violent crime rate, the lowest in 23 years. So why do we need that further increase?
Well, okay, so there's a few things that are out of control of anyone, including the mayor and the police. For example, Vancouver's a core city. And so, you know, when something happens on the other side of the planet, you start to see a lot more protests that happen in the city of Vancouver. And so people do not go to Burnaby or Richmond or, you know, White Rock to, you know, protest. They come to Vancouver, to the Art Gallery or Jack Pool Plaza.
I want to go back to arts and culture and community services. Decrease there. There's no details in the budget in terms of what that actually means. Do you have any details?
Yeah, you know, these are you know, items that we'll be having conversations as a council with the city manager, and so we'll let the city manager you know, come up with the you know, the holistic plan, and then we'll start to ask questions.
But you are the mayor. You can ask the city manager to do this, but why are you comfortable with arts and culture specifically, based on what you've been told, having the biggest decrease of any core department in the city?
Yeah. Look, the devil's is still in the details, and it's still early, and so we have not had these, you know, deep, robust decisions on or conversations on a line-by-line basis. But, you know, we will be having, you know, we'll be running sanity checks and having conversations before we approve a budget.
So does that mean that if you hear enough from the public, or you hear more details on where those cuts might be to make that 13%, certain things might be able to change?
We will listen to the city manager. We'll listen to what his plan is. We'll ask questions, and based on, you know, his responses and the feedback we get, yeah, we reserve our you know, the right to, you know, make changes. But I want to be very clear here. We are committed to public safety. We are committed to core services, and we are committed to making life more affordable for the residents of Vancouver, which means zero means zero.
The day that was at the Whistler Golf Club, rainy and muddy, not ideal conditions for a hole-in-one. Is the rain here to stay? Darius has your BC-wide weather forecast coming up. Another blow to the official opposition, the federal Conservative Party dealing with the resignation of another member in Alberta, MP Matt Janella. The Conservatives say he'll stay on until next spring, but as Kate McKenna explains, the departure raises more questions about Pierre Poilievre's leadership.
Conservative MP Matt Janella is calling it quits after being re-elected just 6 months ago.
Thank you, everybody.
It's another blow to Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre. 2 MPs have said they're leaving his caucus in a week. Janell's announcement left MPs shocked.
He served Edmonton and Alberta well, and he was a valued member of our team, and he'll be missed.
I just wish him all the best, him and his family. He's a good man.
Matt Janella is a good person, good man, and a good MP. I thank him for his public service.
The Edmonton MP says he told the party he was resigning his seat, writing in a statement, "It was not an easy decision, but it is, I believe, the right one. And for now, my focus must turn entirely to my family and the responsibilities that come with that."
This is going to be a question for the Conservative membership in terms of Mr. Poilievre's leadership. This has not been a good week. There's no way to shine this apple. It's been a bad week, to be sure.
Sources say Janella was under pressure by Conservatives who feared he was going to cross the floor after MP Chris D'Entremont moved to the Liberals earlier this week, saying part of his motivation was unhappiness with Poilievre's leadership.
I think there's no way that this is just a coincidence. It was literally a day after another colleague did it. This, again, comes back to the fact that the Conservative Party of Canada no longer has room within its party for progressive views.
I think he was dealing with some criticism within his own party, and that was difficult for him.
Pierre Poilievre responded on social media, wishing him and his family all the best and saying Janella will step down next spring.
That's the CBC's Kate McKenna reporting. A BC woman is one of many with a genetic mutation that can increase the risk of hereditary cancer. While she is now cancer-free, an Ontario study is trying to identify those mutations before patients are diagnosed. As Jennifer Yoon reports, it is set to be one of the biggest ever genetic health studies in Canada.
Our bodies contain thousands of genes. Some mutations put us at higher risk of cancers and heart disease, but many of us don't know it.
I had no clue. There was no strong, immediate history of cancer in my family.
Like Leslie Bourne, who didn't know a genetic mutation in the BRCA2 gene put her at higher risk of ovarian cancer until after she was diagnosed.
I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but that is the one piece of information or thing I wish I had known.
Now, researchers are amping up genomic testing in Ontario, screening 100,000 people over the next 5 years. They'll be testing for 3 genetic conditions: mutations in the BRCA gene associated with breast and ovarian cancer, Lynch syndrome associated with colorectal cancer, and familial hypercholesterolemia, which often has no symptoms until a heart attack or stroke. The goal is to expand testing to broader populations, starting with cancer patients at the Princess Margaret Cancer Centre.
And knowing their genetic makeup helps them to see if we have to be concerned of any other cancer, but also importantly identifies their family members that would be at risk.
Data from the study could help researchers see if the benefits of the genomic testing outweigh the costs.
The studies that need to be shown that it's proven to benefit as many people as possible.
Our traditional methods of referral of high-risk families are definitely missing the majority of at-risk individuals.
More genetic tests would help, no question, says this genetic counselor. But that takes a lot of people, and expanding screening will require more investment.
Genetics is a freckle in the healthcare system.
But the knowledge can also be life-changing for patients.
I'm not sitting in the dark anymore.
Like for Leslie Bourne, she's now getting screened more often and living cancer-free. Jennifer Yoon, CBC News, Toronto.
In a case that sent shockwaves through the small town of Port Hope, Ontario, a former grade 8 teacher has pled guilty to multiple sex offenses against her former students. Thomas Daegla has more and a warning. Some of the details are graphic and may be disturbing.
Grade 8 teacher Kellyanne Jennings left the courthouse today more than a year after sexual misconduct allegations began to surface. She stood in the courtroom and simply said guilty when the judge asked how she would be pleading, responding to 6 criminal charges, including child luring and making child pornography. She faced a dozen other charges, including sexual assault, but those charges have been stayed at the request of the Crown. Several police officers showed up at her home in Peterborough last year to arrest her. Now, according to an agreed statement of facts read in court, Jennings had been the grade 8 teacher for the 3 boys listed as victims in this case. She had been drinking when she began to send them increasingly explicit pictures and videos through Snapchat. She also asked for them to send nude pictures of themselves, which they did. The identities of the 3 boys are covered by a publication ban, as is the name of the school in Port Hope, Ontario, where they were students and she was their teacher. In a victim impact statement, the mother of one of the boys said, "My son looked up to her as a second mother, someone who truly cared about him," describing Jennings' actions as predatory, manipulative, and deeply harmful. Crown Attorney Julianne Barrett said the boys were manipulated by Jennings and used for her own selfish sexual needs. The Crown is recommending a 4-year prison sentence, while Jennings' defense lawyer is asking for a 2-year conditional sentence, so no jail time, followed by probation. The judge is expected to hand down his sentence later this month. Thomas Dagg, CBC News, Peterborough, Ontario.
While the stolen Louvre jewels have been returned, the French Museum is not off the hook after the break critiques of its lacking security system flood in.
The weather update is brought to you by BC Cancer Foundation. Give today to bring more progress and possibilities to patients and their families. Your donation changes everything.
Darius Madavi is back with another look at our weather. Darius?
I want to start by looking at those warnings again that we left off with earlier in the show. That rainfall warning should be coming down in the next few hours. We still have some waves of heavy rain coming, especially to more eastern areas over the next couple hours, but they should start to lighten up as we get into the overnight period. The snowfall warning, 10 to 20 centimeters. So that started earlier today, and then it goes through the overnight period and should start to taper off through tomorrow morning. Just some flurries maybe after that, but freezing levels will remain suppressed, so that snow may stick a little bit more. 10 to 20 centimeters is the big thing. Coquihalla and parts of Highway 3, something to be aware of. Now we can watch that snow coming in and then that rain starting to taper off through here. This is tomorrow morning. By then, just some really scattered showers, maybe more eastern parts of Metro Vancouver down into the Fraser Valley. And then for the island, some breaks in the clouds, some scattered showers. Friday afternoon, evening, and then through the day Saturday look very pleasant, especially for more southern parts of the island and through Metro Vancouver. If you're on the more northern sections of the island, you may get a few showers blowing through. They're heading up to the north and central coast, but most places should see some breaks in the clouds. Least likely, though, for the southwest BC, the North Island. We're also seeing some snow, again, coming to the Coquihalla, coming to more higher elevations in the southern interior, but up in the Peace, most folks seeing that snow sticking around on the ground. Yesterday, I said that snow would be sticking around through Sunday, or until Sunday, when temperatures come up. Now it looks like Saturday is trending warmer, probably 2 or 3 degrees at this point is what we're looking at as the high, so the snow should start to go melt away by then, but Sunday is looking like 7 or 8 degrees. That should really start to see the snow disappear. Pleasant day for most of BC tomorrow. Some showers, some heavy rainfall, I should say, and some snow coming to the more north coast and the northwestern sections of the province as we get into the weekend, and some of that breaking into the northeast. But other than that, pretty clear skies. Here is the snowfall totals that we're expecting. Again, mostly confined to the mountains, but watch out on the mountain passes. And that 5 centimeters for Fort St. John, again, should start to clear up by the weekend, start to melt away. That 4 centimeters there for Whistler, that's probably at those higher elevations. Whistler Village may be getting a flurry tomorrow night into Saturday, but not really anything, and not really anything that'll stick. Temperatures remain suppressed as we head into the weekend, especially in the interior. A few flurries break into a few places like Victoria, Metro Vancouver, probably seeing maybe a few showers in the early morning, but then tapering off by the time we get into noon, and then we clear up for a pretty pleasant weekend. Janella?
Nice to see a little sun on the way. Thanks, Darius.
Thank you.
To Brazil now, where the COP30 climate conference will be held this year. The UN Secretary General has delivered a dire warning to world leaders on the climate crisis. Choose to lead or be led to ruin. CBC's Susan Ormiston takes us to the Amazon city of Belém and gives us a preview of the leaders' summit.
After 30 years of climate conferences, a lot of people are wondering, what is the point of these negotiations? So the leaders here are focused on that, more on direct action, less on big pledges or negotiations. And the UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres referenced that this morning.
And the hard truth is that we have failed to ensure we remain below 1.5 degrees. Every fraction of a degree means more hunger, displacement and loss, especially for those least responsible.
That's not to say there hasn't been progress. Guterres reminding his audience that the economies have shifted. The energy transition has begun and it is moving fast. That in 2024, $2 trillion was invested in clean energy, $800 billion more than in fossil fuels. That's progress, he says, but acknowledges there are still pinch points.
Fossil fuels still command vast subsidies, taxpayers' money. Too many corporations are making record profits from climate devastation, with billions spent on lobbying, deceiving the public, and obstructing progress.
Nearly 60 heads of state are coming to this conference. That's just a third of the leaders who came to the climate conference 2 years ago in Dubai. But this is one of the most challenging geopolitical landscapes in a long time, with very difficult economies, with climate skeptic in the White House. The U.S. is not sending an official delegation for the first time. I think the message here is that the conference more than ever has to prove that there's value in multilateral negotiations and that they will send messages back to their home countries of direct action. Enough pledges, enough hard negotiations on some areas, and now it's time to put all these ambitions into practice. Susan Ormiston, CBC News in Belém, Brazil.
A new report from France's state auditors gives a scathing assessment of how the world-renowned Louvre Museum is run. Findings from the 10-year audit drawn up before last month's daring jewel heist claim the museum prioritized expanding its art collection over spending money on security. CBC's Anna Cunningham reports from London.
The Louvre is home to Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa painting, amongst other famed works of art. It is the world's most visited museum, but this audit report reveals that last year only 39% of the museum's rooms actually had security cameras. They started the audit back in 2015, and it says it will take years to achieve the recommended upgrades. The extraordinary heist that took place last month in broad daylight has been described by the head of France's state auditor as a deafening wake-up call. He says the pace of those security upgrades at the Paris Museum is wholly inadequate. And there are reports that the Louvre's security password was Louvre in capitals. Robbers brazenly used a stolen truck with an extendable ladder and a freight lift to reach that first floor window of the museum's Apollo Gallery. They then escaped with jewels worth $143 million. This audit report says that the Louvre does have money for improvements in security, but instead the museum has excessively spent on new artworks, with only a quarter of them on public view. The report recommends a drop in the number of art acquisitions and also an increase in ticket prices, as well as a refurbishment to the Louvre's digital infrastructure and governance. French police have charged 4 suspects in connection with the museum theft, but investigators are yet to locate the treasures stolen. Anna Cunningham, CBC News, London.
Vancouver's dance community is paying tribute to one of the greats. After the break, students of a flamenco maestro put together a show in his honor. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Amy Bell, and this is your CBC Inbox.
Join CBC's Michelle Elliott on November 12th for an unforgettable evening of storytelling, leadership, healing, and unity at the Better Not Bitter Summit. For tickets, visit betternotbitter.ca. And the Chutzpah Festival returns November 12th to 23rd with an exciting lineup of performances including dance, music, theater, and more. For tickets, visit chutzpahfestival.com.
An icon in Vancouver's flamenco dance community is being celebrated in a show called Oscar, homage to the rebel maestro of flamenco.
Oscar Nieto has been a central figure in the dance scene for decades, but his current health challenges mean he is no longer on the dance floor. Caroline Chan sat down with him to talk about his life and the community he's built.
In an unassuming home in Vancouver lives the flamenco choreographer, dancer, and teacher Oscar Nieto. Along the walls are mementos of his storied career. The LA Times calling him a flamenco Fred Astaire. Now in his 70s, Oscar looks back on his long career thoughtfully, explaining how he has approached the art form.
Well, I always say to the dancers that I'm working with, you can't see music. You can hear it, you can feel it, but you can't see it. So in my opinion, the dancer becomes the music.
Originally from the United States, he came to Vancouver in the early 80s, thinking it would be a short stay. He never left.
Vancouver, when I first came, had a wonderful live music scene, had a growing dance scene that was interested in what I was doing. And there was a wonderful art scene in Vancouver. So for me, it was a fresh place to start. 1, 2.
He has built a community of students and dancers over the decades, and now they're paying tribute to him with a show at Vancouver's The Culture Theatre called Oscar, Homage to the Rebel Maestro of Flamenco.
We wanted to tell his story and share the choreographies from throughout his life and celebrate him and have him be there to be part of the celebration.
Leah Granger is behind this production and is one of the dancers.
It's a show honoring Oscar Nieto, who is a flamenco dancer, a flamenco teacher, a mentor to countless people, and an amazing performer for 50 years. He has such an amazing, inspirational story. Like, he's been through so many different things, and he's just approached everything with a lot of generosity and humor and love. And yeah, and I think it's really showing in like the community that's come out to sort of be a part of the show and support the show.
The show takes the audience on a journey through Oscar's career.
I think it's going to surprise a lot of people because I feel like people are expecting to see a series of his choreographies, but it's interwoven with a lot of storytelling. So there's video projections, archival moments from his life. It really takes you through his life from his start in Texas to LA to touring the world with like different flamenco companies to ending up in Vancouver in the 80s and building this like incredibly vibrant flamenco community that is now surrounding him. So it's all sort of, I hope, going to be told in this show.
It also brings together many dancers who were under Oscar's tutelage over the years.
Oscar Nieto is my mentor, and he has been since my very first classes.
Including Cassandra Lee, also known as Cassandra Lacina.
I started out as a classical violinist, and my teacher, Gwen Thompson, said, you have to take a lesson from Oscar Nieto, and I did, and I've never looked back since. He is inspiration on many, many levels. Oh, sure. Because it's like, what, 7 of us?
The dance community has also come together for Oscar off the stage. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease and requires support in his day-to-day life. Michelle Harding, a dancer who is also part of the show, is among the many people helping him through this time.
There's a very devoted, loving community. That the amount of food he has in his fridge right now, people bringing food all the time, and checking in, and sometimes staying for 10 minutes, sometimes staying for like 3 hours, just hanging out, talking, cleaning up, helping with various things.
The outpouring of support is not lost on Oscar.
But what helps me stay calm and collected are friends like Michelle, a lot of my students. The Canadian medical system also brings in caregivers, caretakers that look after my physical needs. So I feel lucky to still be alive, still being involved in dance, given the prognosis of this disease, which unfortunately progresses. So you make the best of every day that you can.
If anything, the show and the community he built is a testament to his life's work and his ongoing legacy. Caroline Chan, CBC News, Vancouver.
The show will run until Sunday at the Culch Theatre. Check it out. Thanks for being with us tonight on CBC Vancouver News at 6. You can watch this newscast on our free CBC Gem app, as well as on YouTube and our website, cbc.ca/BC.
I will have your next local news at 11 o'clock right after the National. Good night.